All right, guys, we're back here on our next heat pump change out. This is a 5-ton Goodman here that we're going to take out of here and clean it up. We're going to make it a lot better. This abortion up here is going to go. We're going to take that loose. They probably just pieced in a bunch of scrap metal and taped it. That's all coming out. This ridiculous filter access is going to be redone. We're going to take it apart up to that joint. And I'm going to put a nice 20 by 25 by 5-inch Honeywell F100 right here. We're going to clean this up, make it a lot nicer. We're going to try to get it so we can drop the air handler down a little bit, but we don't want to drop it down too much, so we got the air there. We'll see what we can do with this. We'll start by tearing this out and see where we're at. But we have the big old bad Run True side discharge unit. It's a A5HL 5060, and the air handler is a variable speed. It's got a true ECM in it. It's a A5 AHV 007. So that's a AHRA matchup. I know it's made in China. I guess they make these air handlers in Georgia, but anyway, let's get started on it. Alright, Matt's working on getting that base can out of there. I got the furnace out. Look at this hackery that these guys do, and they want a premium price. They want to come out and tell the customer that they're the shit don't stink and they do the best work, and then they do shit like this and charge them a premium price. Pretty ridiculous. Let me show you. So they don't really make fittings for these companies. They send them out with a bunch of flat stock and tell them to make it work. So what they did was they deadheaded the supply up there, and then they just used strips of metal and tape just to kind of piece in whatever the hell they could and make it work. And they weren't getting crappy airflow. There was a gap you could drive a train through on the back side of it. Regardless, it was shitty work. But yeah, they want a premium price for this nonsense, and not happening with me. So I ordered up a bunch of sheet metal since I'm running low in the shop. We're going to rebuild most of this and make it real nice. Put the filter, on the vertical piece here, and rebuild everything proper. All right, guys, as you can see, we got everything pulled out. Got that ugly piece of duct that's nasty. Whenever you're doing these, if you got the opportunity to do so, rebuild some of this stuff, because especially when you know it's been hacked by these guys. But now we got a nice clean pallet. That duct's dirty, but what we're going to do is we're going to put a nice Honeywell F100 right there. And yeah, we're going to clean up this debauchery here. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Look at that nonsense. We're going to clean that up. I'll have a nice transition to come off onto our new air handler. I'll get a note of what I need to build before we leave here today. I had to order up some metal, but we're going to rebuild this all nice and make it look sweet. All right, guys, we got everything all loaded up out here. Got all of our stuff consolidated. I believe that's just a GRE double fan unit, as all these Run True are, according to one of my colleagues, what he told me. Nice clean pallet here. We'll get that all rebuilt tomorrow. I'm going to build some sheet metal. Alright, guys, we're back here at the shop. I'm going to get you some good shots of me building these fittings. I'll show you what I'm going to build. I got my usual suspects here: hammer, screwdriver, snips, tongs, hand seamers, whatever you want to call them, my bench snips, my button punch, my big ruler. I got my Mitsubishi all nice and blowing right on me. Nice cool air. It's going to be 96 degrees today. So I'm going to show you something again too here real quick. If you're squeamish, turn away now. If you're not, check it out. This is my refrigerant burn from the other day. Yeah. I just told my wife I was going to pop this, and she said don't. It'll just let it do its thing. So I'm going to go throw a bandage on this, and we're going to build some sheet metal. Hopefully I didn't gross you out too much. Alright, guys, let me show you what I'm going to do here. So my existing return air drop here is 14 by 24. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a fitting that flares out to 20 wide by 25 deep. Okay, here's my air cleaner here. I should have wrote EAC here. It's just my F100 air filter is going to go there. And then I'm going to have a can that's going to be 20 by 25 come all the way down. And then I have a little bit of a base can here that's 18 inches tall. Air handler, which is 57.5 inches tall, and then 21.5 by 20 to 21.5 by 20. It's going to be a 99-inch piece there. That's deadheading a little more than I want it to, but I don't want to starve my return. We're stuck with what we got here. We have 74.5 inches total, or sorry, yeah, 74.5 inches total. We do not want to. We don't want to intrude on you don't want to choke this down and intrude on this. So it is what it is. I'm gonna start building these fittings, show you how we do it. All right, guys, you should be able to see my camera better now. I took this stupid plastic thing off here that was making my frame distorted. So anyway, our first piece is going to be this 14 by 24 down to 20 by 25, and we're going to go ahead and make it. I can pretty much make it whatever I want because we're going to have a long piece of 20 by 25, but 17 will work good to utilize my metal the best. So let's make this guy 17 and we'll see where we are. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go 26 and do the whole length of this. That'll give us two of our sides because we're doing our 25 plus a half on each side. So 26, and then we can get at least two sides out of this piece. So 26. Oh, I got a 1124 gauge when I got blisters all over my hands too. This ought to be fun. If it looks like I'm struggling, I am because I got blisters all over my hands. But I don't stop. And we want to take this and we want to go 18. That's half of our 36. We can get two pieces out of this. These will be two fittings that are 17 inches tall once I bend my 1 inch over. 18. 18. So, cut that. Time for a new blade on these shears. One, two. Okay, guys, so here is the layout. So this is the back side here that I showed you. So that my duct coming down on my return air is 14, and then it's going to 20 inches to accept my air cleaner that's going to be here. And then this is the first side, and this. Oh, I also want to mention on this. So I got 1.5 inches. That's what I mark out for my Pittsburgh on each side here. And then I got a 1/2 inch pocket on this next piece. This is the side that's going to come up like that. Okay, and that's got my 24 because my drop is 14 by 24, and then there's my 25 because my air cleaner is going to be 20 by 25. So that's how we do that. We'll get these all bent up and put together, and then we'll have to make these pieces because it grows just a tiny bit because we got an inch offset there, and then obviously this one grows quite a bit because it's going from 14 to 20. But I'll show you all that. Let's get over to the brake. I got lots of fitting. I think I got 5 or 6 fittings to build. All right, let's get this first piece bent up. You guys seen me do my my Pittsburghs before, so let's see if that's a good view or not. Yeah, it should be good. Let me back this up just a little bit. There we go. So always the first thing you want to do is cross break your piece every time. First thing you want to do. Just get a little bit of a bend up like so. Like so. And we'll do our Pittsburghs, which I've showed you a billion times, but we'll do it again. Get that on your 1.5 inch line. Get your brake right on your 1.5 inch line. That just happens to be the way it works on my brakes. Some brakes are different. This dimension would be different. And then you take your old thumper bumper here, hammer that down. Completely flat, and bend that up, and then bend her back down. Just like so. And you're going to raise your brake up, and you're going to slide that underneath, which it should if you did it right. I'm a little rusty, so I didn't hammer that down enough. So let's hammer that a little bit more. Haven't done it in a few weeks. Actually, probably a few months. It should slide under there. If it doesn't, just flip it over. Typically, you don't have to. Bend that down. Now we can flip it over. Right under there. Finish hammering it down. Just like so. Nice clean Pittsburgh all the way across. Let's do the other side. Maybe I'll get lucky and this will work out better. We're dealing with what we have because I do not have a Pittsburgh machine. Brake sliding over. And bend that up. And bend this back down. Evenly all the way across. Hopefully you can slide this back, which for some reason I can't today. I don't know what's wrong. So it's okay. We'll just flip it over. Just adds one more step to it. Actually, I gotta bring the other side. Smash her down. Now we can finish it off. Smash her down. And that gives you a nice Pittsburgh seam. So this is going to be drive cleats. I'll just bend it over with my bar fold once I have my duct put together. And then this is going to be the 1-inch end to accept the air cleaner. That's straight, just like so. Just like that. So that's the back of our fitting right there. All right, let's take a little break and we'll get the other side done. Okay guys, next side for your pleasure. This is going to be that 24-inch duct drop coming down. It's going to go to the 25-inch side of our F100, our Honeywell air cleaner. First thing again you want to do is cross breaker. So getting a little thirsty for a beer maybe. What do you think? Make my fittings turn out good. Like that. And then this is just going to have the 1/2 inch to accept the Pittsburgh, the pocket in the Pittsburgh. So what we're going to do is just go all the way around. We're going to do half. This is going to be our 1 inch because that's a flat side, and then our 1/2 inch. So now what we're going to do is just bend this half. And then we're going to bend our 1 inch. And then our 1/2 inch for the other side to accept the front, which we'll make here shortly. Bam. Okay. So this piece grows a little bit because it goes from 24 to 25, so this will be a little bit more than what our other these other two pieces were. And then same with Same with this one. You know, this is going to accept the piece I just showed you, and this is going to accept the next one, but this grows a little bit, so you want to measure from our scribe to our bottom here, and that's going to be our next piece. I'll show you. I'm not going to bore you with these other two pieces. I'll show you assembly once I make them. Alright guys, here's our final two pieces cut out, measured out. The only difference in these is there's a little bit of variance in the height because they're going to have a little bit of a turn to each of them. And then a little bit of difference, variance in how we bend these up because they're not sitting straight anymore. So you got to figure that into how you bend your 1 inch over, and then your top needs to come back to match. If your fitting's angled, you need to come back so it sits up vertical. I'll show you. Let's do some bending on these. I might as well show you. All right, so this piece is going to be the right hand side, and if you notice that my fitting is going from 14 out to 20, so it's slanted this way, so we need to think this one's going to sit kind of like this at an angle. So when we bend these, you know, this one's going to have to come out that way, and then this one's going to be a little bit over 90. I'll show you. Hard to explain if you haven't done it before. Let's do our cross break like we always do. Cross break. And then let's see, how do we want to start on this one? So this one, I think we're going to go ahead and start like we would the other one, and then we can still get in there and bend this, and I'll show you what we do. So we got our 1 inch, or ½ inch, sorry. Just like so. And I get in a hurry. I have 6 of these fittings to build today, so if I'm running through fast, I'm sorry. I'm probably only going to make this video this fitting, and I'll just show you all my pile of crap when I'm done. Probably be on tomorrow's video. And then this wants to be a little bit over 90 because, so you gotta figure it's sitting here. So this is gonna have to be over a 90 degree, and that's why I bend this back to match. So we'll bend our 90 first, then we'll see where we need to bend our top part. And this I kind of just do by feel. You know, there's vertical, and then we're gonna go in probably about like so. You see how that's a lot more than a 90 there? And sometimes you have to trim this out because it ends up hitting, so I might trim my ½ inch out a little bit for assembly purposes. And then let's do our other, let's do our other half. You just kind of bend this out with your hand to get it so it misses. And that's just a 90 there. And then what we got to do is we take our tongs and bend these tops flat, because we're going to have to be able to put this in the brake that way. If I had a finger brake, I wouldn't have to do this, but I do not. Just bend that back. See how I just bent that top so it's more flat, so it can sit in the brake. Same with this side. Just a little bit, not too much. And then we're able to get this in our brake without smashing our half. And then you just want to match it to where this is vertical. So it's going to be something like that, where it sits in there like that. So bend these back. We'll go over and do some assembly. I'll bend up this other side. Nothing to really show you on it, and we'll do some assembly here shortly. All right, let's do some assembly here. We'll do our back side and our left side first. They go together like butter. know a lot of you guys ask, where's my sheet metal hammer? I don't really need to use one. Different strokes for different folks. I think what I'm doing was working just fine, don't you think? And here's our front side. Smaller screwdriver is what it is. Alright guys, so there she sits, all made with just a brake and some hand tools. You know, obviously I'll finish hammering these over all nice, and then I'm going to bend my drive ears here, but I have my 1-inch bent in on the bottom all the way around there to accept my air cleaner. And yeah, should turn out looking real nice when I'm done. I'm going to seal all this tomorrow and wrap it as I go, but when you see this installed on the job, I think you'll think it looks pretty nice. So I might have some more stuff for you. We're not quite done yet. All right guys, there's the finished product. I got all my pit spurs hammered down all nice. I got my drive ears bent here. Looks good. So yeah, I mean, just the way I drew it up, 14 to 20 on that side, and then it goes from 24 to 25 on that side. There's my 1-inch all the way around on the bottom to accept my air cleaner. I'm going to build the rest of these fittings. I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing. I'd probably have 6 hours of video if I did, but I'll give you some step-by-steps along the way here and there. All right guys, so my brother's still probably about an hour's way out with sorry, an hour away out with the rest of the sheet metal that I need. So that's probably the video I'm going to get for you today. I'm still going to take video, but I'll have the rest of anything I think you should see when it comes to sheet metal building that I haven't shown as I move along with these other fittings today. And I'll just attach that to tomorrow's video when we're going to be back on site where we were this morning. We ended up just doing tear out and you know, getting lined out on what sheet metal stuff I needed to do. But hope you guys enjoy the sheet metal videos. I enjoy building this stuff. It's just a lot of work for me, especially when I got blisters all over my hands from a refrigerant burn. But yeah, I have a good time doing it. And you know, if there's anything you guys want to learn with sheet metal, let me know. I'm pretty good at it. I will say, with the limited tools that I have. You know, I'm a one-man band, so I don't have all the fancy stuff. It's just a man and his brake, and that's the model. Hold on a second. Sorry about that, guys. The family was walking by, heading out somewhere. But yeah, what I was gonna say is, if you ever want like some real-time tutorial stuff on sheet metal, let me know. I'd be happy to do it. We could set it up like a Zoom meeting type thing, and we could even do a question and answer thing if you got any questions about how to build sheet metal. It's just another thing to put in your, you know, another skill to put in your toolbox something to learn and make yourself more valuable, which is what this is all about. More valuable you are, you know, the more money you can make, and the more you can take care of your family. So of course the dogs are all out barking, but anyway, that's the gist of this. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. So check this shit out. I sent my brother down to get some metal, and those assholes, I'll show you the pictures too, they got it all taped up. So I got, not only do I have duct tape residue all over these, but they're all wavy because the guys didn't roll them properly. He rolled them all separate. I had 324 gauges and 326 gauges. Roll them all together, bind them up with some baling wire or a couple of Panduit straps. I can do it by myself, easy. And this is what they give me when I get sheet metal from Johnstone Supply. Once again, what a crock of shit. This will be on this will be on tomorrow's video, not today's, which I guess that doesn't matter to anybody watching. I'm just pissed off at these assholes.